Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, October 8th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol TIGR. And this is a relatively tricky one to talk about because it's all about perspective. What do I mean? Well, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought up around there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well, then from that perspective, the chart looks really, really bad. However, if you do care about the big picture point of view, even with the big pullback here, the price still has plenty of opportunities to build a higher base, because when you go back through the history of things, you can see there is a set of lows there, set of lows there. You have these lows right there. And if you, and behind my face there, there's even lower lows down there. But if you were to take each one of these lows and look at them as stair steps and then connect the stair steps, you would see that these stair steps are still making progress in the upwards direction. And that's what it's all about. That's how overall uptrends are built. Keyword there being overall, because again, I fully am aware day traders that bought right there, you don't care about the overall uptrend because that's a nasty pullback as far as you're concerned. So is this a good or bad looking chart? It's all about your point of view. But assuming you do care about the bigger picture point of view, even with the gap and trap today, from a bigger picture standpoint, the trend is still fully in the bull's favor. Next one here, SMCI, and a very nice pattern here is taking shape. And let me be very clear, as I draw this pattern, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply this is some great discovery or special talent. The exact opposite. I assure you, a lot of people have drawn this pattern. And I say all that because when a lot of people are looking at the same patterns and wondering the same things, especially on a relatively popular stock such as SMCI, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So let's get this pattern drawn into play here. So top part of the pattern is just the resistance portion right there. Bottom part of the pattern is this area of support right there. Let me change that to green to represent support. And then to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it the same color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big explosive move right there. If you golfers try to make it a little bit more visually appealing, put the golf hole down there, and this is what would be a bull pennant pattern. So again, no guarantees, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that the price comes up here and then breaks up through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible scenario. So if you like this price range, you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, NIO. Not a whole lot to report in terms of overall, areas, because from the overall area, the sideways channel pattern that I've talked about in previous videos still totally holds. You have the top part of the channel right up here, resistance at $6.95. You have the bottom part of the channel down there at, we'll call it $6.40. So all of that remains the same. But what's interesting here is the price is and has gotten a nice upwards lower trend line to it. So right there, you can see that the price is making progress. Let me change that to green, also making it look a little different. So I'll change up. There we go. The price is slowly but surely making its way back up to that area right there. So you do have somewhat of an ascending triangle within a sideways channel. I'll say that again. There is an ascending triangle within this sideways channel here. And it's really just a question of, can this momentum carry it up far enough to do battle with the top part of that pattern? Now, as I speak right now, you can see very nice final 30 minutes of the day. Nice green candle. The green candle has pushed up above that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. So it becomes very realistic to think that maybe the price is setting up to do battle with $6.95. But nonetheless, that remains the key technical level. But all things considered today, good solid day, and nice to see that uptrending trend line be put into place. Next one, ALTM. And as I've already talked about, this pattern here is nothing fancy. It's nothing magical. I'm not trying to impress you or anything like that. Got to think a lot of people have drawn a pattern very, very similar to this. So let's just get this drawn into play. And just because I can't help myself, let's make it all one color again. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move right here. We have the golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. Now, the previous bull pennant was quite a bit more expensive than this one. So if you're someone that likes to stay down below the $5, down below the $10 range, but you do like bull pennant patterns, here you go. Next one here, NVDA, and this illustrates very, very nicely the whole idea of when you get those uptrending trend lines. Again, that doesn't guarantee anything, but it does, create a nice setup. And on Friday, I was talking about how NVIDIA had started to put into play this nice upwards trend line, and then you can see right here, got the break from there, and then just good continuation. So keep that in mind moving forward, with those other ones, whenever you get, kind of a flat area of resistance, but you start to get that uptrending trend line, always a good situation. So go ahead and get rid of these levels as they've served their purpose for now. In fact, I'm going to also get rid of that level and just start afresh. And the newest area of support, which I would call the ideal level, you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price can stay above 126.50. Now, let me be very clear. Even if the price falls below that area, that doesn't mean the chart's destroyed or ruined or anything like that. But in terms of what would make the chart look the healthiest and strongest, definitely if the price would be able to stay above 126.50. So keep an eye on that. But from the overarching standpoint, it's all about that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. Keyword being moving, because as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. I understand right now, not too relevant given the purple line's down here and the price is way up there. But again, as time goes by, that line will move itself higher and get more relevant. In terms of areas of resistance, no need to overcomplicate this. Very basic question. Where did the party finally stop today for the bulls? And the party stopped right up there at essentially 130.65. So 130.65 will be public enemy number one. But all things considered, got the breakout of that pattern. It's only Monday, so the week is young. We'll see if the bulls can build more momentum upon it. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on this week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching right on my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free class. Next one, TSLA Tesla. And overall, the chart's pretty much not doing a whole lot, but yes, the past couple of days, specifically today, pretty rough not pretty rough, it was rough. Price got up as high as right there and then spent the rest of the day forming this downwards trend line right there. But from the overall standpoint, it's still just, chopping back and forth between this channel. The only way I would say that, kind of give me a bigger term up, would be, if the price falls down below 236, but the price as of now isn't even close to there. And just to offer up a little bit more context, there we go. You can see if the price were to go down there and drop below it, that would be putting the price at lows that have not been seen for a very long time. Now, in the near term, main area of resistance you're going to want to watch very closely is going to be that purple line right there. And also the pink line, 50-period moving average being the purple line, pink line being the 200-period moving average. Those with the price now dropping below it, you'd expect to act as resistance, and you can actually see an example of that already right there. But really one hurdle at a time. Right now, it's just a matter of can the price at least start to go sideways. Right now, you got a little bit of sideways action, but right now, and you can say, well, that's setting the bar kind of low. And yeah, I agree. But when you have these downwards movements like here, even just sideways action is way better than the price continuing in the downwards trajectory. But yeah, definitely a bearish way to start off the week. But as I mentioned, the week is young, still 4 days left. So we'll see if the Tesla bulls can recover. Next one, RIME. I like this setup quite a bit. Always find these ones fascinating. And just to set up the context, strong start and then a very, very big pullback. And one of these situations where when it keeps pulling back, it becomes a very valid question to say, is this the start of the beginning? Is this a gap and trap, pumping up, whatever terminology you want to use? And we got our answer here, and seemingly no, because when it did get down to that pink line there, 200-period moving average, the price did start to go sideways. So does sideways mean that the pullback is guaranteed to be over? Of course not. Does it make it more plausible to suggest that it might be over? Absolutely. And now you're actually seeing a little bit of upwards movement here. So from a support standpoint, it's all about that pink line there, 200-period moving average. You want to see that continue to hold strong, and we'll just call it right up there at 56 cents. So keep an eye on that. And then from the resistance side of things, the main level where if this thing is going to make an attempt back upwards, I think that trend line makes a whole lot of sense to keep an eye on. So as of right now, nasty pullback, but the pullback's got sideways, price action, got a little bit of upwards price action. So let's see if it can break through that resistance level and then gain that much more momentum. And who knows, maybe go back up there and not only retest those highs, but push to new highs. Next one here, ticker symbol YANG. And this is just a very basic premise. This thing is so absolutely beat down. And when things are so absolutely beat down, doesn't mean that they're going to bounce, but if they do bounce, you can get some very, very solid bounces. And it's just one of those where I think it's interesting and worthwhile just to keep an eye on things. And let me get that lower trend line in place. And you can see this lower trend line here is actually very, very interesting because it has done a good job of forecasting where some of these supports or bounce spots have been, namely that one right there. And you can see as I speak right now, the price is right at that level. Now, just because it's bounced from there before does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to bounce again. But does it make it plausible to think that there could be a bounce over the next couple of days? Certainly a very, very plausible scenario. So it's really as straightforward as that. Something absolutely beat down in a popular price range down below $5, and it's literally at this lower trend line, which does have a track record of providing bounces. So does it bounce? Grab your popcorn if you like this price range, and we'll see what happens. Next one here, AMD. And for this one, if I were pushed into a corner, I would be calling here for a pullback. And let me explain why. So let me just get this pattern into play here. Change this to green. And this would be a rising wedge pattern. And rising wedges you would think might be bullish, but they're actually bearish, whereas falling wedges are bullish. Now, I've talked about some bullish patterns before, and with those ones, just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go up. Same with the bearish pattern. Just because something's bearish does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go down. But even if it does go down, there's a big difference between a full-blown reversal and a pullback. So by no means does this pattern suggest that this thing is going to collapse and just absolutely, dead bodies all over the place. I'm not saying that at all. But does it suggest that, yeah, maybe this thing needs to pull back a little bit more, take a bit of a breath? Yeah, that is, seemingly what the pattern here is suggesting. But please just keep in mind, pullback is not the same as a full-blown reversal, or let alone a reversal at all. So overall, though, that's what I'm seeing here on AMD. Got the rising wedge pattern, so I would suspect a pullback here over the next couple of days. Next one, TQQQ, and overall, it was a pretty boring day in a sense of not a whole lot going on from a price standpoint, from a technical standpoint. But then you can see right there, that 30-minute session just kaplunk. And the kaplunk went down through 70.50, which I've talked about before. Went down through the purple line, the pink line, and it just kept going. Now, it has at least started to go sideways, which is a step in the right direction. But anyway, look at it. Very, very brutal day to day. So I'm just going to go get rid of those lines if they serve their purpose for now. And from a resistance standpoint, it's now all about based on the foundational rule when levels of support are broken and closed below. They tend to act as resistance. So I would definitely consider both these areas right here the main near-term areas of resistance. So if there is any sort of attempted, curl back upwards, definitely will want to keep an eye on those levels and just kind of throw out the question on whether or not any sort of bounce has genuine power being defined as being able to get above those levels and then stay up above them. As far as areas of support are concerned, let's get this trend line into play right here. So you can see the price actually bounced right off of that area. So again, the power of charts and trend lines, but by using this and this, you can see it did a fantastic job of forecasting that bounce and forecasting that bounce. So again, the power of charts. I'll turn that into a quick plug. Go get signed up for that free webinar. So here we have the main area of support right here. If the price were to fall down through that level, then I could very realistically see that create a whole nother wave of bearish momentum. But to be fair, so far so good. The price continues to respect that trend line. So we'll see if it continues to do that moving forward. I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders out there, again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used and why it is so powerful, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar later this week. It'll be Thursday, October 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is a genuine live event, and I say that because there will be a Q&A session, so if you have questions, please bring them, and I'd be happy to answer them live for you. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. First, quick update, or not update, but just a kind of disclaimer here. That's not even the right word. Clarification. There we go. Wow. And it's only Monday. This is going to get rough. But first clarification, I'm now on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each of these candlesticks here represents 4 hours instead of 30 minutes. And that is because Bitcoin is open 24/7. So in order for this analysis to remain relevant until I'm back to update it again, I like to use these long-term time frames. But overall, all things considered, Bitcoin had itself a very, very nice weekend. And I'm just going to assume that you're watching this video 15, 20 hours after I upload it. So question number one for you is all about this. Where is the price at relative to that purple line there, 50 period moving average? Right now, valid at, let's just call it 62,400. In any way, shape, or form, if you're answering the question that the price is above that level, that is a good thing. Because even if the price is down around here, what would that still be giving you? Well, that would still be giving you, in some shape or form, some kind of bull pennant, bull flag type pattern. So like I said, any way, shape, or form, the price is above purple line, a good thing. Now, how good of a thing? This is where common sense comes into play. Again, if it's slightly above it, that's great. If the price is all of a sudden way up here, that would be telling you that Bitcoin has exploded that much more and would not only be a good situation, it would be a great situation. Now, if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is down below that purple line. Okay, next immediate question, where is the price at relative to that pink line there, the 200 period moving average, or let's just call it right around 60,800. If somehow you're answering the question that the price is down below there, then something is wrong and the bears are making a big push again to make themselves a much bigger part of the conversation. Now, if the price is down below these lows right here, that would be very, very terrible. I doubt you're answering the question in that way, but nonetheless, that would be, definitely kind of a make or break level down around there. But very, very nice weekend. So it all starts with answering the question, where is the price there? And then, however you're answering that, just like I said, follow those through the next questions, and that'll keep this updated for as long as until I'm back from about 24 hours from now. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to definitely get signed up for the free live class, because what you're learning about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, October 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. If you have a request for one, put that down below. And as always, appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Go get signed up for that free class.